We're cleaning out the living room. I'm seeing more and more dirt. No, that's human waste.
There was like cups of poop everywhere and pee and stuff.
Cups of poop? Your grandmother was pooping in a cup.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work to be done. This is probably the worst house that I've done, period.
Let me just look and see if there are any seeds in here so we can try to, what is that?
Ground buffalo.
I'm sorry, I'm really grossed out.
Is this even real? The scene kicks off with Jill, a 60-year-old who's been battling with clutter all her life. She confesses to a lifelong habit of hoarding food, driven by a deep-seated guilt over wasting anything that might still be useful to someone. This introduction sets the tone for the episode, painting a vivid picture of the emotional and psychological battles she faces daily. Just when you think you've seen it all, the curtain lifts further.
My name is Jill, and I'm 60 years old. I've been a messy person all my life. I hoard food. I feel guilty about wasting something that somebody could be using. I use duct tape to close the freezer door sometimes when I've got too many things in there.
What's the scoop after that bombshell? Jill dives into her past experiences with poverty, which have shaped her compulsive need to accumulate food. She talks about her desire to always have plenty of choices, which leads her to purchase and store large quantities of food, especially when there's a sale. These insights delve deeper into Jill's motivations, offering a backstory filled with challenges and survival instincts. And just when you think it can't get deeper, the plot thickens.
I've had periods of poverty where I haven't had a choice of what I could eat. That affected me really, really severely to the point now where I want to always have a choice.
What's next on this wild ride? Meet Dr. David Tollin and Brendan McDaniel, a dynamic duo of a clinical psychologist and a professional organizer, respectively. They lay out their game plan for tackling Jill's hoarding, focusing on immediate hazards and the deeper behavioral patterns that fuel her hoarding. This marks the beginning of what promises to be an intense intervention, geared towards helping Jill reclaim her space and her life. You'll want to see what they uncover next.
I think maybe it makes sense to prioritize first areas of hazard. Things that pose a danger to you, your pets, the people around you.
My name is Dr. David Tollin. I'm a clinical psychologist and a researcher in the area of compulsive hoarding.
After that jaw-dropper, what's on deck? The action shifts to the kitchen, the epicenter of Jill's hoarding crisis, where she grapples with the tough decision to throw out expired and rotting food. This segment highlights the clash between Jill's understanding of food safety and her compulsion to save anything that might still have value. The kitchen becomes a battleground, with every cupboard revealing more about Jill's deep-seated habits. The next scene will definitely raise some eyebrows.
The kitchen is what I'm really concerned about. Just the pure magnitude of the amount of food in the kitchen that all needs to be tossed out. Apples. Looks like it's separated.
What will Jill do now? Dr. Tollin emphasizes the need for real behavioral change, not just a temporary cleanup. He warns that without addressing the root causes of her hoarding, Jill is likely to revert to her old ways. This crucial conversation underscores the theme of the episode. Lasting change is hard but necessary. Brace yourself, because the next part is a doozy.
How critical is it for you to make the big behavioral changes that are going to actually get you where you want to be in life versus saving the money and hanging on to this very expired chicken? My thought is that you have a blind spot.
What tops that moment? A pivotal scene unfolds as Jill and her team stumble upon a package of cheese tainted by leaking meat, sparking a major confrontation. This moment forces Jill to face the grim realities of her living conditions, challenging her to rethink her reluctance to discard spoiled items. It's a critical turning point, highlighting her struggles with detachment and denial. The tension doesn't drop here. It only escalates further.
Do we have, it looks like something out,
I gotta go.
something out of a bad dream, I'm sorry. This looks like residue of the meat that was not completely frozen. Smells a bit fishy.
How will Jill handle this next hurdle? The cleanup crew encounters stiff resistance from Jill as they try to clear out obviously spoiled items. This intense interaction showcases the emotional and physical toll of dealing with severe hoarding, highlighting both the persistence of the team and Jill's defensive reactions. This segment paints a vivid picture of the uphill battle against hoarding behaviors and the stark health risks they pose. Wait until you see what happens in the next clip.
Can you let me add it before you start? There's nothing here that I want to save, but you're ready to jump on me for it, okay? You're expecting me to disagree. You're expecting me.
What does the finale hold? Wrapping up around Jill shows signs of progress by agreeing to let go of some hoarded items, signaling a potential shift in her mindset. Organizer Brendan McDaniel notes the fragility of this progress, pointing out that without continued effort, Jill's old habits are likely to resurface. This conclusion offers a mix of cautious optimism and a realistic glimpse at the hard road ahead for Jill. What comes next might just redefine the whole journey.
Unless Jill makes a dramatic and sustained change in her behavior, then the problem's just going to return. She's going to fill that space up again.
This is cat and dog stuff. This is good stuff. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Ever thought about a side hustle? Linda does. She introduces herself as the manager of a storage facility, explaining the process of auctioning off units when payments are missed and handling items from units valued under $300. She shares her nifty trick of sorting through these items, sprucing them up, and flipping them at garage sales to earn extra cash. This quirky gig not only pads her wallet but keeps her busy. Just wait, the next clip is a doozy.
I'm Linda, and I manage a storage facility. When a person doesn't pay for their unit, we auction them off. If it has a value of $300 or less, we can dispose of as we please. Then I take the stuff and sort through it, see if there's anything good or...
Here's where the drama kicks up a notch. As the cleanup begins, deep-seated family tensions bubble to the surface. Linda and her daughter dive into a heated debate over past behaviors, particularly how Linda's hoarding has buried family memories under piles of clutter. The air thickens with emotion. Keep watching. You're in for a reality check next.
Guess maybe if I don't think about it, I don't have to deal with it.
But this is what denial has gotten you into, right?
Yes.
It was very clear right off the bat that Linda has barricaded herself, both physically and emotionally.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more heated, the confrontation hits a fever pitch as Linda grapples with facing her daughter's collection of old family photos, unearthing sorrow linked to her deceased husband. Dr. Green pushes Linda to confront her emotional barricades, emphasizing the heavy cost of her hoarding. Brace yourselves, because what's next is even more jaw-dropping.
If you let the house get clean, Mom, you can have the memories.
Yeah.
But, Mom, these are my memories, too.
Well, how could they be your memories? You're too busy doing drugs.
And you're too busy hoarding now.
Is it hard for you to look at Candy?
No, it's hard for me to look at him, my husband.
Hold on to your seats, folks. As the clearing effort plows ahead, Linda and her daughter stumble upon increasingly shocking discoveries among the hoard, from unsettling clutter to downright alarming findings that rattle everyone involved. This segment peels back the curtain on the grim reality of Linda's hoarding and its deep-seated impact on her psyche. But believe it or not, there's more heartache ahead.
How are you
feeling today?
Just a little tired. Just
Yeah. Do you remember I
overwhelming
warned you
yesterday.
about that?
Yeah, overwhelming. Yeah.
She's having a pretty rough time. She understands the rationale as to why she needed to let go of the stuff.
Need a moment to breathe? Too bad, because Linda's not getting one either. Reflecting on the cleanup's emotional toll, she likens it to enduring a heart-wrenching breakup. Despite the heartache, Linda acknowledges the harsh necessity of decluttering for her own sake. This poignant moment reveals her inner turmoil and the beginning of acceptance. Next up, prepare for a scene that's hard to stomach.
Chip it like ice, okay? And pull it toward you. Then you can shovel it up, okay?
Think it can't get worse? Think again. A ghastly discovery is made as the cleanup crew unearths human waste among the hoarded items, sparking a distressing conversation about the squalid conditions Linda's family endured. This horrific find underscores the extreme health risks and dire living situations resulting from Linda's hoarding. Fasten your seatbelts. The upcoming family showdown is a real tearjerker.
No,
Going to the bathroom in a cup in the living room in front of her.
There's no excuse for that.
Does that make you feel sad?
angry, or you just want to run away and say, I don't want to deal with it?
All of the above.
Ready for the grand finale? Here it comes. The episode wraps with a fiery family confrontation, where deep-seated grievances are aired out loud. The daughter confronts Linda about the devastating impact of her hoarding on the family, leading to an intense emotional clash that highlights the tangled web of dynamics within families affected by hoarding. And just when you think it's over, there's always another layer to uncover in the next episode.
Here. Jason,
What?
why are you saying donate on everything? Her head's swimming with details. Absolutely swimming with details. And the human voice cannot get through that.
Can you believe what we just witnessed? Ruth Ann kicks off with a bang, proudly stating her name and her love for her lifestyle, including the furry and feathered friend she adores. She mentions her hoarding tendencies almost casually, showing a surprising level of self-acceptance about her situation. This intriguing start really sets the tone. Buckle up, because there's plenty more to see.
I'm Ruth Ann, and I'm me. And I like me. No, get back. I've got something for you. I enjoy my pets, I enjoy my life, and I enjoy the things I do at my house. I would say that I have hoarding tendencies that have gone overboard.
Did you catch that heartfelt sentiment? Patty, a cousin with deep family ties to the now cluttered house, recounts its glorious past and laments its current state, overrun by Ruth Ann's hoarding habits. This nostalgic look back adds a poignant layer to the story, making the emotional stakes clear. You'll be floored by what's coming up next.
That house in its day was a beautiful house. She has made it the way it is right now because of her hoarding.
I'm Patty, and I'm a cousin to Ruth Ann. I'm disgusted on what Ruth Ann has done to this home. My mom and dad purchased that house, I believe.
Hearing Ruth Ann's confession is like a gut punch. She dives deep, admitting she feels she's disrespected her once beautiful home by letting her hoarding take over. Her honest reflection about her psychological state, acknowledging that her hoarding is a reflection of her inner struggles, is quite the revelation. Brace yourself. The emotional roller coaster is just getting started.
It would kill her to see it.
There's nothing wrong with the house. It's the person that ended up being in it. That's what the problem was. I feel like I've disrespected it, putting all this trash around it. But that doesn't mean that the house is broken. I was the broken one.
And here comes the cavalry. Corey Chalmers, an extreme cleaning specialist with a knack for handling hoarding messes, steps onto the scene with a clear mission: to salvage Ruth Ann's home and turn it back into a safe and functional space. He's geared up for a tough ride given Ruth Ann's attachment to her stuff, setting us up for some intense cleanup action. The anticipation is building. What happens next is even more gripping.
Just into the cleanup, Ruth Ann completely fell apart. I think she's coming to realize that this is a lot harder than she may have suspected. This is what I've been talking about. This is the hard part.
So everything that's been here with me as my security blanket or whatever.
Feel the tension in the air as the team delves deeper into the cleanup. Ruth Ann's resistance to parting with even the most battered items sparks frustration among the crew and her family. The conflict underscores the emotional bond she has with each item, complicating the process significantly. Stay tuned, as the emotional stakes are about to escalate.
Cut it up for my bulletin board.
I'm beyond frustrated right now. As soon as we think we're making a little bit of progress, we go right back the other way.
Mom, you really want this shoe rack all bent up and
Stop, that's what the problem is, when we make a decision and then everybody wants to stop and nitpick every item.
This revelation is a bombshell. Tamara, along with Dr. Melva Green, a psychiatrist specializing in hoarding behaviors, explores the traumatic underpinnings of Ruth Ann's hoarding. The disclosure of past abuses linked to the hoarding behaviors sheds new light on the emotional and psychological challenges faced by both Ruth Ann and Tamara. This poignant moment opens up a whole new layer of understanding. Get ready, because the next part is even more revealing.
Probably everything.
Probably everything. It's been bad for my whole life. It's just that we never dealt with it. You know, my dad just passed away not even a month ago, so it's been really, really hard for me because they're all I have left.
It is what it is. Well, yeah, you can't change what already happened.
As the cleanup wraps up, there's a silver lining. The episode winds down with reflections on the cleanup process and the partial victories achieved. Reaching all their goals, the effort sparks some level of healing and understanding within the family, offering a beacon of hope for Ruth Ann's continued improvement. Just when you think it's all wrapping up, remember, the journey towards healing is ongoing.
That by bringing this to light, This is an opportunity for Ruth Ann to really step on the path to healing.
If you guys continue to work on the family stuff, I think this house will continue to get better too.
This was a great start, I'll call it. A great start.
Yeah.
What just unfolded is straight out of a sitcom. Shannon expresses concern about being judged for the state of her home, admitting that it's not right. She reflects on how the house was clean when they first moved in, but has deteriorated over the years. Shannon feels that things have spiraled out of control, overwhelmed by the accumulation of items and animals. Stay tuned. What comes next is even more revealing. Grab your popcorn, because the drama intensifies from here.
I wouldn't want people to judge me and say, you know, you're a disgusting person for the way you live. But as the way I keep my home, yeah, it's not right.
First got the house, it was pretty clean and decent, and then over the years, it's just been forgotten.
Things have just...
This revelation will knock your socks off. The situation takes a financial twist now. Tim, Shannon's husband, discusses the family's financial struggles with money running out soon after payday. Brooke, their daughter, mentions Shannon's habit of buying new things instead of managing finances responsibly. Both hint at the financial and emotional toll of Shannon's hoarding. What's coming will make you question even more. Just wait until you hear what's coming up. It's a real doozy.
So the paycheck hitting the bank, we've no more money.
My mom, she likes money, and she'll go out and get us something new every time she goes to the store.
I would call my mom a hoarder, yeah. She will hoard anything she can pay for.
The next scene is even more jaw-dropping. You won't believe what happens next. Rhonda points out the excessive number of animals as a significant issue, with animal waste compounding the unsanitary conditions at home. Shannon questions how she let things get so bad, feeling overwhelmed by the situation. She doubts her ability to rectify the situation, feeling paralyzed by the mess. The following part is a real eye-opener. Fasten your seatbelts. The emotional roller coaster takes a steep dive now.
We'll take it easy and see what we need to do to get you some help, okay?
The amount of animals she had here wasn't near as many as we found in other cases, but I can tell you that within the last several weeks she had about 20 more additional cats that she had placed elsewhere. So this is a really typical scenario for what we see for people.
Let's get your priorities straight.
Right,
We got to get
children.
your kids back. Your priority should be your...
Got to be a lot of work for you between kids and animals and expensive.
So you wanted to...
The emotional intensity hits a peak, and it's not for the faint-hearted. This moment is truly crucial. During a critical moment, the officers and Shannon discuss the health of one of the dogs, which might need to be euthanized due to its condition. Shannon insists on being present if that happens, showing her attachment to the animals despite the chaos. She struggles emotionally with the decision to possibly part with some of her pets. The next segment is a turning point. Get ready for a hopeful shift. This next bit is a game changer.
Never see him again.
Well, let me start calling some of the rescues, and we'll get a plan from there, okay?
Go back in the house. I have to get rid of some of my animals because I have too many. And I don't know who to choose. I love them all.
Just when you think it couldn't get more intense, here comes a ray of sunshine. Here comes a glimmer of hope. Matt Paxton, a hoarding cleanup specialist, arrives with a team to help clean the house. He sets clear objectives for the day, aiming to make significant progress quickly. Shannon and the cleanup crew prepare to tackle the massive task, hoping to make the home livable again and facilitate the children's return. The transformation you're about to see is truly remarkable. The outcome will amaze you. Watch as chaos turns into clarity.
Paxton, a hoarding cleanup specialist.
We just want to make it very clear, what is our goal?
The goal is to clean up the house so we can get the kids home.
Okay, plain and simple, clean it out the house, we want the kids back. Yes. Get okayed out here, verify everything, then we're going to go inside and do a quick sweep of everything that's automatic track. Okay. I think by lunch, believe it or not, we will probably have 30 to 40% of this house cleaned out already.
This turnaround is nothing short of a miracle, and it's almost too good to be true. The change is almost unbelievable. The family reacts positively as they see significant improvements in their home. Brooke and Matt express amazement and gratitude for the transformation of their living spaces. Shannon feels motivated by the progress, believing she can maintain the changes. The episode ends on a hopeful note with news that Scout, the family dog, is healthier than expected and will not need to be put down. Don't miss the emotional conclusion to this saga. See how it all wraps up next. It's a tearjerker.
Positive things happen in the family. These are people who are really committed. They just don't know how to do the job yet.
He is not as sick as they thought, and they were able to, and they're actually going to keep him there, and he's going to get to live out his days in a very healthy way.
Hearing about Scout made me tear up. I'm just so glad I didn't have to have him put down.